Welcome back, friends, to another video. My name is Rogan Freewolf, and this is the Unshelter. Today I'm bringing you a bit of what I promised from before. Last time we talked about brainwashing, and I said I was going to bring you some extra things to help counter brainwashing and to get rid of it. And as I was working on that, putting that together, uh, I had a monkey wrench thrown into my life, unfortunately. So I'm just going to go through a few things of what I've gathered for you. Just going to share those with you quickly, and then just there's a couple other things because I don't want this video to be too long. So what I've brought is just a few videos that I came across that I found to be pretty helpful and insightful. One of them, the first one is about exactly how to tell if you yourself are brainwashed, a few tips on that. And then the second one is about how to undo some of that brainwashing yourself. And then the third one is actually a 2.5 hour podcast, the whole thing, with a guy who is his name is Rick Ross, not the rapper, but this individual, Rick Ross, is an expert on cults. I listened to the entire thing, and I definitely recommend it. Although, with the shit I've been through personally, I would say there are some things that you could apply to mainstream religion and certain variations and call them destructive cults. Rick Ross doesn't seem to think so, but from my experiences that I've been through, and I think what other people have been through, would also say otherwise. But it's still a really good podcast, and he talks about ways to identify um, uh, cult teachings and cult uh, a lot of the things that of the different activities, maybe not activities isn't the right word, but the different strategies that uh, different cultists use and people use to try and manipulate others, to try and brainwash them, to get them to believe all kinds of crazy, outlandish things, not right out the gate, but bit by bit. And he talks about literally everything that I talked about. Uh, it's largely aimed towards they talk mostly about Scientology, how that's a cult. That's if you know anyone who's a Scientologist or thinking about getting into that, definitely point them in the direction of the link that I'm going to give you, because that's directly to that. So those are definitely worth your time. Definitely worth getting into. Second thing on my little to-do list here to discuss here with you, the monkey wrench that occurred. Well, it's a physical injury that I got from work. I'm not really sure what it is. I've been through an ultrasound that's come up with nothing, and now I'm waiting on results from a CT scan. Uh, it's really thrown things off. I can't hardly do anything without my left side going into pain. Um, and even sitting normally like this for extended periods of time becomes uncomfortable. Can hardly walk, can hardly drive my stick shift. I mean, I can walk and I can drive stick shift. I just can't do it for very long or without getting sore quickly. Um, that if I walk too long, I start limping. So it's kind of an issue. So I haven't been able to work for a minute. It's thrown me off a bit in my work and my stuff, but I'm getting myself back onto some sort of working progress. Um, but it has also given me the time to think on some things. And I have come to realize something important in regards to myself and this dream that I have, or I should say had, of this charity that I had in mind that I've been talking about on this channel. And I've come to realize that I myself do not really have the brains. Do I have the okay, I have the brains, but so I have the capacity technically to learn the things, to do all these things, to actually create a charity and all that. But I've realized there's a whole business aspect to it that it isn't me. You know, there are people who enjoy what they do for a living in every field, and then there are people who don't enjoy what they do for a living in every field. There are people who love doing business type stuff, working with numbers, doing math, learning all that crap for a living. Good, honest people that love doing that shit for a living. And then there are people who love being artists for a living. There are people who love being construction workers for a living. It's who they are. It's what fits them the best. And when people do what fits them the best, it helps them be the best version of themselves in their other day-to-day lives. All this to say, I've realized I am not a business type person. I have a hard enough time learning how to be a functional member of society. I'm an artist. I'm a warrior. I'm an artist, but I'm not. I'm not business savvy. There's a lot of things that I'm not. I know I can still be successful in those areas if I wanted to be, but if I pursued those areas, not that I couldn't learn them, but I wouldn't enjoy them. It would be difficult for me. And so, while I'm not giving up on, the possibility of my ideal charity coming to existence, I'm realizing there's no way I can do it alone, or really hardly any of it. All I can do is really bring what I can make and what I can create to the world, to bring the information that I can, and the people the guides that have helped me and guide other people to them. That's the best I can do. And so, instead of trying to split myself off into so many directions, in fact, let me sum it up for you in this little quote that's kind of been hitting me in different ways over the last few weeks. That finally, I had to hear it. Sometimes you got to hear something a few different ways before it sinks in. I'm one of those people. But it finally hit me. And that is a simple success tactic. Where if you want to be successful, stick to what you know and to what you're good at, and forget about the rest. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to worry about crazy details of how that shit's gonna come together. Maybe it will come together in my life, maybe it won't. My goal is to get the dream out there and to use my talents, my natural talents, the natural skills that I already have to promote that dream, to promote that healing that the world needs for people to see and to learn to be careful and to, be mindful of what they believe. And my comedy, my art, and my tarot reading are some of the things that I'm the most naturally gifted at. So, those are the things that I'm going to be sticking with, primarily. I still would like to do the Bible review on here, and would like to use this YouTube channel as a way to continue to, communicate with you guys and such, and maybe still do other reviews and, maybe other things in the future if I have, guests, interviews, whatever. If I have people that know how to, actually run a YouTube channel that want to help me out in doing this, there are other things I would love to do, but, I'm not concentrating on making this a big deal. My comedy, my art, my tarot reading is where I feel like my impact is going to be the strongest. Here, I'm just more my plain, upfront self. If you want to follow my other stuff that I'm doing, that is my last thing I'm actually going to talk about right now. If you want to see my other stuff, my art is mainly on Instagram. You can look me up there at, what did I name it? The Balancing Act. All 3 words. And you can see my should also be able to find me. You might. No, you'll find an old profile of my name, Rogan Free Wolf, on Instagram, but that one is inactive. Don't bother following it. But the other one you wanna look for is the Balancing Act, and you'll see should be the same profile picture there that's here, but that's where all my art is. And if you want to follow me on Facebook, that is where I will post when I am going to doing comedy events, and plus it's probably a lot more easier to interact with me there. On Facebook, just look me up by my name, Rogan Free Wolf. Should be the same logo as the YouTube channel and the Instagram channel. I know. I'm getting things slowly together. I'm a mess. I'm a chaotic motherfucker, aren't I? But I'm chaos in a direction. And I know what I want. I know what I gotta do. I know what makes me the happiest, and that is bringing my talents and experiences forward to help make other people's lives better. So, follow the channel for more of that. Follow my Instagram, follow my Facebook, and I will get I have some work, I have some writing that I have to do, that I have to get my ass back on. the wagon of writing. It's kind of, I have to take breaks from sitting up sometimes just to lay down. So it's, I have time to do stuff, but at the same time, there's only so much I can do at a time. And plus, I want to be able to relax for some of this time too. And the rest is, unfortunately, resting doesn't make my injury feel any better. I don't know what's going on with it yet, but we'll figure it out when we figure that out. Hopefully, it will be soon. But stay safe, my friends. Don't let your job overwork you, because that's why I'm in the condition that I'm in right now. But stay safe. I will see you next time. Thank you for your patience. And check out those videos below. Especially if you or anyone you know is in a cult of any kind. These or the previous videos, if you haven't seen them, are all good tips and stuff to see about that. So, again, stay safe, my friends, and until next time, farewell.